Hello, welcome. My name is Aga, and today I'm gonna invite you to a Sciatica Buster Pilates class. And we're gonna work on your body alignment mostly, building a little bit more awareness around your movements and how you're using your body, noticing the muscles that you're perhaps using too much, muscles that you're neglecting in your daily life, and we're gonna work on strengthening all the main supports of the body, like glutes, hamstrings, and deep core. For the props, we're gonna use the block. This is the only prop that you're gonna need, and you could easily replace it as well. So thank you and enjoy the class. So guys, we're gonna start with a little bit of a warm-up. All the props that you need for the class is a little block. I'm gonna put it to the side now. And if you don't have a block, you could substitute it with a folded blanket, something you could squeeze on at some stage with your feet or your thighs. So nice and tall through your spine. With the inhale, extend your arms up. Nice and tall through your spine. Exhale, go to your left and side into your left. So we're just gonna continue here with a little bit of a spinal warm-up, getting a feel of your body. And I'm gonna talk you through the rest of the class already a little bit. Just noticing how the body feels. So you're gonna look at your body alignment and gonna try to create a little bit of an awareness around your body posture. And we're gonna look in particularly at the issue of sciatica today. So now we're gonna twist through your spine. One hand goes behind your back, one hand against opposite thigh. Inhale through your nose, exhale through the center and to the other side. Inhale and exhale, release to the center. Inhale, root your arms up, and exhale, cactus arms. And just moving here for a moment. Inhale into your nose, exhale into your nose. So with the sciatica and any issues in the body that happen, we tend to be a little bit, not to say bummed out, and we feel a little bit discouraged with everything. When the pain strikes, it feels like it's gonna always be there and we're feeling out of control. So today's class is to bring you back in control and to make you understand what's happening in the body. So when you look at your posture in your seated position behind a desk, those muscles at the back, the glutes and hamstrings consequently are getting constantly lengthened, and in a longer run they get weaker, whilst those muscles at the front of the hip get very tight, overworked, and then the longer they stay in that contraction, it's harder for them to relax and harder for the backside to get stronger again. So the first thing that we're gonna do today to get those muscles at the front of the hip stretched and relaxed. So for this, you're gonna bring yourself into your low lunge, but that's in a moment. So just take a moment with a cat-cow, still warming up. Inhale through your nose, exhale into your nose. So I'm trying to combine a little bit of a warm-up with a little bit of a understanding of this issue altogether. And it's only 30 minutes workout, so I'm trying to compress everything. So you have it all. And from here, from your cat-cow, we're gonna move in the washing machine, just feeling the body here, mobilizing the spine, noticing how everything feels. In here, in the washing machine, you should feel the whole spine in movement and trying to include your head and neck into it. You could visualize your inside of a barrel and you want to sweep the insides of that barrel with your rib cage. Now change the direction of the circles and getting used to your Pilates breathing. So with the inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And after a moment, we're gonna get into our hip flexors. So from your all fours position, let's bring the right foot forward. Now you could use the block here, have it handy. And with the inhale, extend your arms up, lifting of the front foot. Exhale, hands to your hips. I'm gonna take a moment noticing what are you stretching, what is your body position. So notice you could stay here relaxed and don't do much, but we want you to be active. So lifting of the front foot, drawing the back knee forward, right heel back. You're feeling the pull in front of the left thigh and the pull inside of the right inner thigh. And we're gonna lift through your spine. Notice what your hips position is. We don't want the belly to fall forward. We want to keep the hips perpendicular into the floor. So you're getting a little bit deeper into that stretch automatically. Lower ribcage is flat. You could use all those tapping and double check your own body with your hands to get yourself adjusted. And then with the inhale, extend your left arm alongside the left ear, and we're gonna lean to the right side. Nice and steady breath. I'm gonna take a moment longer here. So we want to stretch that muscle, and by stretching the muscle, we're gonna put that muscle somewhat into sleep. And because of that, thanks to that, we're gonna be able to access the glutes, the hamstrings, and your deep core a little bit easier. So keep breathing here. It feels quite intense, I know. One more. And with the exhale, slowly release the left hand down into the block or into the floor. I'm gonna open to the right side, going for a little bit of a twist. Tuck the back toes under and bring the back knee off the floor. Energize through your back leg. You might hear a little bit of clicking in your hips. Inhale through your nose. See, can you bring the shoulders away from the ears? And with the exhale, both hands down. We're gonna switch the legs. So bring the hands to the floor and other foot goes forward. Right knee goes to the floor. You could move the block to the other side and then take a moment here. First, rocking back and forth into your hips. And then allow the hips to drop down. Notice how that feels here. I'm going to adjust yourself again here. So lifting of the front foot, drawing the back knee forward, left heel back. Lifting the chest, lower ribcage flat, shoulders away from the ears. Your left hand could stay on the left hip. I'm going to extend your right arm alongside the right ear and getting deeper into that stretch. Nice and steady breath. And just keep in mind, the more intense it feels, the more it needs that stretch. And just a few more. Stay engaged, keep the belly engaged. With the next exhale, I'm gonna release the right hand down onto the block and into your right shoulder or to the floor, and extend your left arm up towards the ceiling. Tuck the back toes under and bring the back knee off the floor. And reach into your back heel to fully straighten that leg. And again, you should feel the stretch in front of the hips a little bit more here. Nicely done. And exhale, both hands down. Step the front foot back. Both knees on the floor, and we're gonna take a moment rocking the hips from side to side. So, well done stretching your hip flexors. I'm gonna move the block to the side for the moment, and I'm gonna now get into your hips mobility and then strengthening right away. So we're gonna set your hands the way you want. They could be a little bit wider now. And we're gonna start with circling. I'm gonna turn around. So you could see my right side a little bit better. We're gonna start with the right side. I'm gonna float the right knee up and start to circle. Nice and steady breath. So trying to go for full range of movement in this hip. Notice how this hip could move and exploring the widest range. And then going other way around. So notice your hips are now open completely to the right side. And now we're going to release the back foot down. And as you do that, weight the back foot and level the hips to the floor. We're going to adjust your hands so they are into your shoulders. Middle finger is pointing forward, shoulders away from the ears. And we're going to strengthen the belly, lift the pelvic floor, and now float the right foot off the floor. So keeping everything engaged, but make sure that you're not burning out everything you have. We want to address the glute mostly. So bend the right knee, pointing to your toes, and I'm gonna pulse now down and up 10 times. Exhale through your mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot, reach your heel, going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knee. I'm gonna open to the side. Keep the hips leveled and pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower the knee. Nicely done. Rock the hips from side to side. We're gonna go straight into the other side. So left knee floats up and start to circle that knee round and round. Go for full range of movement. Using the breath to support your practice, exhaling through your mouth, and then going all the way around with the circles. Trying to make as big circles as you can, as big of the circles as your hips are ready for. And then after a moment, release that left foot behind and then square the hips. Notice your hips should be parallel to the floor now. Adjust the hands so they anoint your shoulders nicely, pushing the ground away and keeping the neck lengthened. Strengthen the belly, lift the pelvic floor, and float the left foot off the floor. Bend the left knee, point to your toes, and I'm gonna pulse the leg down and up. Pointing to your toes, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot, reach your heel, 10, 9. One more, and lower the knee, open to the side now. Keep the hips leveled and pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower down. Good work. Let's sit back with your hips. Extend your arms forward. Well done. So just relaxing now for a moment. You could bring yourself into your seated. Bring the wrists together. I'm going to relax into your wrists. So did a lot of good stuff already. Relax into your wrist. Go for a little bit of a wave. And let's bring yourself into your prone position. For this one, you're going to need the block. So place the block between your feet. And we're going to slide the legs behind. So you're nicely on the mat. The block is here now, ready to be used, but we're not going to use it just yet. So bring the feet slightly apart. I'm going to look at your position here on the mat. Fold the hands onto your forehead and release the forehead down. I'm going to lift my head so you could, so I could see you. I'm going to press the pubic area into the floor. And just notice your body here on the mat. Pubic area is pressing down, flatten lower rib cage, and draw the navel off the floor. And keep the body nice and strong. With the next exhale, we're going to float the chest and thighs off the floor. So forehead is pressed against the hands, back of the hands, so the neck is lengthened. And just noticing what is working in the body. Pubic area is pressing down into the floor and releasing down. So just a little taster. And I want to talk about this alignment a little bit more. In many Pilates class, I used to hear that you shouldn't feel pinching in the lower back. And I would be the person who has very flexible back, and I would tend to do everything with my lower back. So there was never pinching, but there was loads of work happening in the lower back. So rather than make you avoid the pinching, I would try to make you understand that you want to delegate the work from the lower back into the hamstrings, and to the back of the legs. So the lower back is not doing everything, okay? So lower back's still gonna be strengthening here, but we want to do majority of the work with the glutes and hamstrings. So next time when you bring your torso up, keep the pubic area pressing down. So the belly is strengthened, lower back is lengthened. And when we float the chest and thighs off the floor, feel the glutes and the hamstrings working. Now we're going to pulse down and up 10 times. Slowly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. And now we're going to use the block. So it might be easier for you to understand the engagement of your glutes and legs in this movement, in your prone position with the block. So squeeze on the block, press the pubic area into the floor, and with an exhale, float the chest and thighs off the floor. You could bring the hands by your sides. And again, you could double check your glutes, your hamstrings are working. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release down. Take a moment of rest. And we're going to go twice more like this. Exhale, press the pubic area into the floor, strengthen the belly, lengthen the lower back, and feeling the glutes and hamstrings working. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. I'm going to go for one more round. One more breath. And exhale, float. Pubic area is pressing down, lower back is lengthened, glutes and hamstrings are working. And we're going to go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing down. Good work. Bring the hands on your shoulders, push the ground away, and bring yourself into your all fours. So bring the hands onto your shoulders. We're going to tuck your toes under. And now bring the knees to hover off the floor, just an inch off the floor. So you get into your deep core nicely. Lower ribcage stays flat. Shoulders lengthen. So neck lengthen, shoulders slow down away from the ears. So one more thing about the sciatica. We tend to go into stretches whenever the pain strikes. 5 more breaths. We tend to go to the stretches because they bring immediate relief. And as good as that is, as an idea, release the knees down. Bring yourself into your backside. We're going to use the block here. As good as the immediate relief is when the pain is happening, it has to be supported by the strengthening work. So I would always advise to combine strengthening with stretching and lengthening rather than just go for one of those options only. So bring yourself to your backside. Take a moment of breath. So maybe before you go into the exercises right away, I'm just going to show you the difference between the next 2 positions. So first, you could start with the spinal rolls, and then we're going to go into the shoulder bridge to address your hamstrings, to address your glutes. And to make sure that you're addressing the right muscle group, you could again use your hands. Notice your glutes nice and strong here when you keep the hips high. Then we're going to change the position slightly and slide the feet farther forward. So when you lift the hips off the floor, you feel the back of the legs doing a little bit more work now. Your glutes are still there, but not as dominantly. And now the hamstrings are doing the work. So okay, let's bring yourself into the exercise. It's the last exercise for the hamstrings and glutes. Then I'm gonna do a little bit of core and stretch. So let's bring yourself into your shoulder bridge. Hands by your sides and peel the spine off the floor. Reach your hips nice and high. Now we're gonna Keep the hands by your sides or progression, arms towards the ceiling, palms facing in. And we're gonna move the hips down and up with an exhale. Going for 9, 8, 7. Feel the glutes working. So keep pulsing like this. And notice every time you inhale, you're relaxing the hips slightly. And exhale, contract them again, or contract your glutes again. And this is what we really look for here. Lift the hips, inhale, and exhale. Release the spine all the way down. Nicely done. We're gonna go for one more round like this for glutes. And this is what we're looking for in the pulsing. We want those muscles to be able to do both relax and contract when they need it. So we don't want them to contract constantly. We want them to soften and contract, soften and contract. So once more like this, inhale, exhale, peel the spine off the floor. Reach your hips nice and high. And going for 10 pulses. Keep the squeeze on the block. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. I'm gonna press into your left foot and float the right foot forward. So the hips are leveled, back of the legs is working, glutes are working, and switch the legs. Left foot goes forward. You might feel that one side is feeling a little bit more trembly, means that it needs a little bit more attention maybe. Exhale into your mouth. I'm gonna release the left foot down and release the spine slowly down, one vertebra at a time. Good work. So one last for your hamstrings now. Slide the feet farther forward. So wiggle the feet farther away from your hips. And now with the exhale, peel the spine off the floor. Reach them. Reach the hips nice and high. Take a moment here, making sure that you're addressing the hamstrings now. The back of the legs are strong. I'm gonna move the hips down and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. And release the spine one vertebra at a time into the floor. Nicely done. One more repetition here for the glutes, for the hamstrings. Exhale, peel the spine off the floor, nice and high with your hips. And again, hands by your sides or progression towards the ceiling, palms facing in. I'm gonna go for 10 pulses. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Press into your left foot, right foot goes forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch. Left foot goes up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left foot down. And one vertebra at a time back into the floor. Well done. Bring the knees towards your chest. And take a moment here, rocking the hips from side to side. I'm gonna go for very short abdomen workout. So bring yourself into your reverse tabletop position. So establish your neutral spine, lower ribcage flat, belly strong. Feel the corset around your waist nice and tight. And then float the feet into the reverse tabletop position. I'm gonna go for the single leg extension. Feeling that deep core working. If you're looking for a progression, head, neck, shoulders off the floor with the hands hovering by your sides. Getting into your oblique muscles here. And if you want a little bit more of a challenge here, you're gonna bring the hands behind your head. I'm gonna twist your waist, bring the elbow to opposite knee. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Back to the floor, arms by your sides in a cross position, shoulders grounded, and with the exhale twist to your waist, bring the knees from side to side. Just a few times like this. Feeling your deep core working here still, and then back to the center. I'm gonna relax and stretch now. So washing the knees from side to side first. Feet wide apart and feeling the glutes, getting nice massage. And nice and steady exhales to your open mouth. You could release the hands behind your head as well. I'll just take a moment here. Again, getting back to the sciatica issue and thinking about how much time we tend to spend in a seated position or not working those muscles, it's quite a magical situation that half an hour per day could fix it completely. So just keep that in mind. And now we're going to go for a little stretch. Bring the block underneath your head, left foot in front of the hips, right ankle flexed on top of the left knee. I'm going to go for thread and needle stretch. So your face is relaxed, shoulders relaxed, and you're feeling the lengthening on the outside of the right thigh now. So, yeah, so whenever we're in trouble like this, if there is a pain in the body, we're looking for something that's gonna immediately fix us. But and we tend to get a little bit upset when it doesn't happen just like that. So what it takes with Pilates and any practice like this is a consistent work. If you never do Pilates or yoga, it's going to take a little bit of work and a little bit of getting used to. But if you have a strong practice, it's going to be much easier to achieve. So now we're going to switch the legs. Right foot goes on the floor, left ankle flexed on top of the right knee. And bring the right knee in towards your chest, left knee away from the chest. And just relax in the face. Soften the jaws. It just takes a little bit of a commitment from you. And after each workout, you feel great. So that's in terms of motivation for the practice. And if you don't suffer from sciatica, it might be a great idea to strengthen the body like this to keep it away from the issue. Yeah, I think we all are predisposed in this modern society with everyone with the glutes and hamstrings always weaker than they should be. So releasing the legs, release the block. We're gonna go for a nice spinal twist now. So left foot on the floor, right knee on top, thighs together, scoot the hips to the right, and drop the knees to the left. Extend your right arm to the right, palm facing up and facing the right side. So again, you're getting really nice stretch alongside the spine and alongside the right hip here. Just breathe and relax. Inhale into your nose and exhale back to the center, hips back in the middle, and switch the legs other way around. So the left knee is on top, facing the left arm. And breathe. Notice this side of the back lengthening and outside of the hips relaxing. Inhale into your nose and exhale back to the center. I'm gonna bring yourself into rolling like a ball position. So knees wide apart, hold on to your ankles, roll like a ball a few times, chin in, and then bring yourself into your upright and seated position. Nice work. We're gonna roll the head one direction and other way around, just to check how everything feels in the body. And we're gonna finish with 3 exhales at the end. So hands on the knees. Inhale, shrug the shoulders to your ears. Exhale through your open mouth. Inhale, 2 more. Exhale. And 1 last inhale. And exhale. And we're done. Good work, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the practice.